Okay, this video is going to go over the entire training, like how do you go about gaining muscle and building a good body, like just your body composition, right? Just manipulating that. So yeah, this is an Excel that I created, and I'll attach it in the link. I'll put a link in the description below for you to download this. So just download it and re-upload it to your own Google Drive or something, and just use the template as you wish. Now, what do you do? Okay. First of all, many people have this question: do I bulk or do I cut first, and all this shit, right? So okay, first of all, I would say you could just start off with maintenance for the first month, since it's so new, right? Okay, this is for noobs, right? This entire video is just for noobs. Just train. At the end of the day, the most important part is training. Training is the most important part. I don't care if you're in a surplus deficit. Just train. Training is the number one thing. Training meaning hypertrophy training. But let's say you are curious about diet. Now I'm just going to go over diet. So when it comes to diet, just get sufficient protein in. So if you're in a deficit, you need to get like 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're in maintenance, 0.8 gram per pound of body weight. And if you're in a surplus, 0.6 gram per pound of body weight. I've explained why you need less protein in a surplus. And you can just watch that in the previous video, but that's about it. That's all you need to know. And how do you track your body weight? So just measure your weight daily at the exact same time. Ideally, as right after you wake up, just measure body weight and input it. So you know fine. So let's say ideally you track all 7 days, but let's just say you skip 2. It's cool. Still get a good average. With the average, you'll know week to week what's really happening with the body weight, and based on this, you know what's going on. Let's say you want to actually bulk and cut. You're like, nah, I want to make the best progress. When do I bulk? When do I cut? I would say this is what I'll say. No need to cut if your FFMI is below 21. What is FFMI? It's just fat-free mass index. Let me just open this. So I guess have a look. So, okay, wait. I don't know what happened there. I'll figure that out for you guys later on. I'll re-update the link. Basically, it's just how much muscle mass you have. If you have too little muscle mass and you cut, you're just gonna look like shit. You're just gonna look skinny. It's gonna be hard for you to cut in the first place because your maintenance calorie is just so low. It's just dumb. Screw the abs. Just play the long game. Just gain muscle first. I would say only cut if you're like obese. If you're 27% plus body fat, do cut. Do cut at the beginning. It's fine. Outside of that scenario, don't do it. And how about when should you definitely bulk? If you're below 12% body fat, you should definitely bulk because you're just too skinny. But unlikely, this is very rare scenario. So most people, I'm gonna say it's you guys can just do maintenance first and then start bulking. Ideally, you bulk. Bulking is just easier. So if you're gonna bulk, what do you do? So I would say if you're a noob, you can bulk 6 to 12 months. You can bulk for a pretty long time. And I would say cutting in general is 2 to 3 months, and you cut 1 month. Pretty cool. So this is how bulking and cutting works. So you always bulk, maintain, and then cut. It's always like that. So it's a bulk, maintain, mini cut, bulk. Or this is for the mini cut program, right? If you want to go mini cut, this is how you do it. If you're not mini cutting, you go bulk, maintain, cut, maintain, bulk. And I would say do not bulk above 25% body fat. And never cut below 10% body fat. So yes, even for noobs, the same concept applies. Ideal performance is 12 to 22% body fat. If you ask me, some people might say 12 to 18. It's cool. As long as you don't reach 25% body fat, I think you're fine. And noobs who are sub 20% body fat can bulk, or just train and maintenance first before bulking. This is what I've been saying from just now. Ideally bulk. If you just say, this is too much things to track, I don't want to be tracking my body weight while training, it's all too much stimulus, it's cool. Just work on training. And how do you, okay, now let's say you do want to bulk. Or how do you bulk? How do you track? So first you track your body weight. Body weight is number 1. Number 2 is, now how do I even see how to gain and lose? So first, let's say, what rate do you want to bulk? So I wrote it down. Let's say bulk at 0.25% to 0.5% body rate, right? So let's say, since you're a beginner, you probably can go at a higher rate. So 0.5% should be fine. And you're 82.22 kilograms. Since the first week you found that out. Now, how much of a surplus do you need? You need a 362 calorie surplus. Let's round that up and say you need a 360 calorie surplus. And first, you need a maintenance calorie. So just go and calculate that and then slap that on top. And you see if you gain body weight at the desired rate. If you don't, simple as this. You just add or subtract 200 calories accordingly. Oh, sorry guys, it's weight plus. So, cool. Simple as that. Let's go with that. And how about supplements? I would say it's unnecessary to the most part. Omega-3 for joint health, I'll suggest it. Whey protein if you're not getting enough protein, and creatine. Creatine does work. Creatine is the only one that works. But again, I would say it's optional because you have to take it daily to be saturated, and some people just will forget to take it, i.e. me. So yeah. How about the whole calorie thing? How do I track it? Just use MyFitnessPal. And when you want to track your actual energy expenditure, I would say ideally use a fitness band. But some people don't have the luxury of using a fitness band, so just you can in this you can input what's your activity. It's approximate, so I think ideally you just get a fitness band. They're quite cheap. So yeah, simple as that. Now another important thing is tracking your progress. So what's this for, right? So measurement. So just measure all. Just use a measuring tape. Measure before you start working out, so you'll know if you're actually making progress, which could be very good when it comes to encouraging yourself, as well as you will know if you're actually going in the right direction or if you're bulking too hard. Meaning, let's say measurement from this is month 1, now you're at month 5, and then you go, wait a minute, my waist is like really gaining a lot of weight while my arms have barely gained weight. Yeah, something's wrong. At that point, something's wrong. You're gaining fat while not gaining much muscle. And why am I using arm to fat ratio, arm to waist ratio? Because most people, okay, outside some exceptions, some people just carry a lot of body fat in their arms. Usually not. Most people have very lean arms and usually have a lot of deposition of fat in their stomach. So it's a very good measurement, in my opinion. Okay, it's simple. Now when it comes to training, how do you train? I've been saying training is the most important, but I haven't explained training yet. Now I want to explain training. Most important thing in training is 0 to 4 reps in reserve with sufficient volume and progressive overload. The key is sufficient volume and progressive overload. That's the main one. I might even say the reps in reserve is not as important, but it still is because you have to go hard. Again, I keep saying the same thing. What's most important? Consistency, progressive overload, sufficient volume, and training hard. Cardio, just 250 minutes a week for health purposes. If you want to be a bit more healthier, just look at this. I want to do like some HIIT thrown in here and there just to have higher cardiovascular ability, but it's cool. Now, how do you train, right? What training? I would say for a beginner, most of the time just get a full body split. So 3 days a week full body, because it's easier to go to the gym 3 times compared to going to 5 times. It really matters to the person. Some people prefer going more often and doing less volume each time. Some people just prefer killing themselves 3 times a week. Up to you. I would say upper lower is a really good approach because that's only 4 days a week, and you get to split upper and lower, hence it's lower overall volume. It's easier for yourself. Yeah, but this is just what I had programmed earlier, so this is just my split. You can change it. This is just mine. I would say this is not that beginner friendly, but if you want to follow it, you can. This is a good guide. That's all I want to say. It's a good guide. So mine would be leg push, pull, leg upper, rest or replacement. Okay, I like to have replacement because I can't guarantee that I can go every single day to the gym. So maybe one day I skip the gym, Saturday I can replace the leg workout, and vice versa. Let's say both Tuesday and Wednesday I skip. Technically push and pull is upper body, so I can just replace it with upper by itself. Simple as that. Some people prefer more rigid, where they're like, nah, I don't even want to think about failing, about i.e. missing my program. But some people want more flexibility. It's up to you. Again, just choose whatever that you will consistently stick to. Now, actual concepts of training. It has to be resistance training. So your rep range honestly doesn't matter. Reps in reserve matters more. But obviously going like 30, 40, 50 reps doesn't make sense. Ideally you do any rep range sub 20 and beyond 5 would make sense to me. That's the sweet spot. But honestly, it's not as important as reps in reserve. Meaning, have you went hard on each set? Have you just held back each set? Meaning, let's say I ask you to do a set and you just simply go there, just throw the weight around, and then you're like, ask you how many more reps you can do, and then you're telling me, actually I can go like 10 more reps. Nah, that's too much. You didn't go hard enough. At least do 6 more. Simple as that. What do I mean reps in reserve? Some people, especially for a beginner, you don't know what actually going to failure is. So you'll be like, I'm already getting tired, so that means failure. Nope. If I just take a gun, put it in your head, and I say, if you don't do 1 more rep, you die. Or if I say, I'll give you $1,000 for each rep, and you can do 4 more reps, that means you had 4 reps in reserve, not 0, my guy. Simple as that. I would say compound movement, keep more reps in reserve because it's dangerous. You can mess up, you can get injured, never get injured, so it's fine to just have 2 reps in reserve. Just keep it. How if you're doing a bicep curl? What's the risk? Negligible risk, so keep 0 reps in reserve, it's fine. Might even do 0 to 2 reps in reserve, it's up to you. Now the question is, how much volume do I need? If I'm gonna have an actual program, how much volume do I need? I would say 10 to 10 sets is sufficient. Just do the low end. Always do the low end first. Add sets later on. So for a beginner, 10 sets is cool. 10 sets of chest, back, abs. When I say chest and back, what do I mean? I just mean push-pull work. It is compound movement. These are compound movements. I'm gonna note that down. Compound movements. Compound movements. Again, legs. Oh yeah, I forgot to add legs here. Same thing. 10 sets should be good. Okay, legs, cool. Just get 10 resets. How if you want to do some arm work, which I personally do because I have 8 arms. Some people just say don't need to do arms at all as a beginner. I would say it's fine to just throw in like 4 sets in an entire week. In a week, I see some people come in, they're doing like 12 sets of arm work in just one day. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? There's too much volume. Many people just waste time in the gym. You don't need to do that much volume. Compound movements are the key. These are extra stuff. So just do compound movement and just get out of the gym. You'll actually be fine. You'll honestly actually be fine. 10 sets, simple as that. And each session do like 15 to 25 sets. What does this mean? Let me just move here and I'll explain to you. But yeah. So let me just explain. I think there's an easier way to explain it if you can have a look here. This is my upper body day, so how I travel upper body. So here, how many sets am I doing? So 4 to 23. So what does this mean? 23 minus 4, that's like 19 sets. So 19 sets, is that within 15 to 25 sets? Yep. So the volume is sufficient in that one specific training. As well as am I hitting overall sufficient volume for the upper for push pull, like meaning for chest and back. So when I say chest, I mean push work, and back I mean pull work. So I'm just write it down. Chest i.e. push, back i.e. pull. So what are push and pull? So push could be a vertical push and could be a horizontal push. So a bench press would be a horizontal push, and a vertical press would be, well, a vertical push. Same way here. This is a horizontal pull. This is a vertical pull. So if you want to look at bodyweight movement, that would be like a pull-up, be a vertical movement, and an inverse push-up would be a horizontal pull. Simple as that. So am I getting total volume in? You guys can calculate this data. At least in my program, I've designed it such that I get sufficient. So you can see in my program, you should be getting 11 push work, 13 pull work, 9 ab work, and yeah, these are quite high. Tricep, 8 sets, 6 reps. It's a pretty high range, I would say. But for me, I like to do more arm work, so I do it this way. And sometimes I even skip these. Like sometimes I don't have time. I'll just skip this part because at the end of the day, the most important part is the compound movement, in my opinion. So yeah, so this is my upper body program. It's simple as this. Some people may say, wouldn't doing supersets make sense? I think as a beginner, don't simply do supersets. It's very hard for you to focus doing supersets. I would say only do supersets on isolation work. Your isolation work is easy. It's not tiring. Your focus isn't really lost. If you want to do a cluster set, meaning you jump from the cable to the bicep, then lateral, rear delt, then repeat it. You can do that. For me, I just find this very troublesome to keep running around the gym. So I just try to get it done one after the other. But that's definitely an option if you want to save time. So how does this template work? I have a video explaining the template, but I'll just go over it here itself. So let's say you do follow this program. Let's say you just want to follow my program, or if you say, I hate bench press. Recently I changed my bench press to close grip since I don't mind over my chest. So yeah, close grip. But these are modifications you can do. You can modify it as much as you wish, as long as you follow these concepts. 10 resets. Yep. Okay, let's say you do follow my program and you want to go over it. How do you do this? So first you go to the gym. So let's say you went to the gym at 12th November. So input that in. Now you know that's week 0. Then you went to the bench press, you said, this is your starting week. Another important thing, in your first week in the gym, be a pussy. Meaning, do not go hard. Please don't go hard. Go as easy as you want. If you have never trained before, me the first time at the gym, I just simply went there. I was as lazy as you could be. I had like probably 10 reps in reserve sometimes. I don't care because at the end of the day, I still got sore. There is no point in you killing yourself in the first week. Second week, go harder. Third week, actually follow reps in reserve and start doing your shit properly. Until your third week, I would say it's kind of cool to slack off. Okay, yep, that was an important note. Now, how do you use the template? You go to the gym, you go, okay, let me just put 70 kg on the bench press. You probably won't do that, you probably warm up first. After you warm up, you realize 70 kg, let me try 6 reps. You got 6 reps in. You try 6 reps again, you got 6 reps in. And you try it again, you got only 5 reps in. It's fine. This is not the Bible, this is simply a range. It can be lower than that, it's fine. As long as you're progressing week to week. Progressive overload, that's the key. And did you go hard? If you went hard, it's just your body just couldn't do more, it's fine. And another thing you might ask, what's this volume and total and all this crap? So this is simple as, I'm just calculating the volume. Done. And total, actually supposed to be average, but I wrote as total, so this like average volume I did. And so I can compare week to week. And then you're like, hey, you were just talking about progressive overload, then what is this? This is regression. My guy, this is the thing. When you add weight, you tend to realize that volume drops because it's high intensity. You just can't push that weight as much. It's normal. So in reality, yes, I did make progress, at least in this example. Yeah, I did make progress. It doesn't seem like I made progress, but I did make progress. So guys, sometimes it's not as simple as that. It is easy. If I maintain the same weight and my volume decreased, I regressed. But if I increase the weight and my volume decreased slightly, then I probably progressed. That's all. Now, how would I go about the rep range? I say don't be so... At the end of the day, it's about going hard on sets. I would say just have a range. So I will say go hard on your first 2 sets. Like I like to go hard here. So 6 to 8 reps. I go like quite hard. This is at least low rep for me. And cable rows, I do more reps. And so on. It's up to you. I would say your first 2 movements, you can afford to go heavy. Then later on, you just can't you can't push it the same volume. I like to rest a lot, say 3 minutes. Some people like to rest less. I would prefer resting more because you can go harder each set. Less chance of injury. You can push more weight. Hence, to me, resting more just has more benefits. I'd rather rest more. So usually compound movements, I'm resting 2 minutes. The heavier ones, I rest 3 minutes. And when it comes to isolation, I only rest 1 minute because it's isolation work. It's not neurologically taxing at all. It's just your thing gets sore, but that's about it. You can rest less. Again, you can see my reps in reserve. Here you might say, why is it 0 to 2? You say compound movements always 2 to 4. Well, clinician cable row, I can't get injured, so I go a bit harder. Here, I feel like I need more reps in reserve because my shoulder joint gets sore a bit. So it's up to you, but just make sure not to get injured. That's it. And here, let's say have a feedback session for yourself. So let's say your rotator cuff was sore because I pushed too much on the bench press. So next week, you know, okay, bench press, you must hold back a bit more. Don't go too hard. Simple as that. Let's say you have no time, as I think I mentioned earlier, you can skip these. I would say try not to skip these because rear delt work is often overlooked. It's very important because your front delt gets overworked from just the compound movements and rear delt doesn't get sufficient work, and that creates imbalances and postural problems. So yeah, do take note of that. And I also have a push template followed by a pull. So my push work goes this way. So I do vertical, and then horizontal. So here, why do I go vertical then horizontal? Because on upper body day, I went horizontal then vertical. I changed my priorities. And then I just spam isolation work. This is not isolation work, this is neck curls. So I just have time and throw that in. Isolation work and isolation work. And what is myo reps? So myo reps is like, this is one of the intensity techniques. Similar to supersets is another intensity technique that you could use. So let's say I've gotten in like 10 reps and I'm just fully done. What you do is you breathe in like 10 breaths, and you try to squeak out as many reps as possible. So that's like another 5 reps, 15 reps. Yep, it's pretty much that simple. If you don't want to do my reps, it's fine. This is what I do. And if you say, I just prefer doing upper body day every day, just do upper lower, just do upper lower. It's cool. But maybe if you're gonna do upper lower like full time, you might want to alternate this. So maybe do a press. So if you start off with the vertical, like here in this template, I'm going horizontal, horizontal, vertical, vertical. And maybe if you want to do upper lower, let's say you do Monday upper, Wednesday upper. So Monday upper, you go horizontal, horizontal, vertical, vertical. And on the Wednesday one, you go vertical, vertical, horizontal, horizontal. Because obviously, when you first get to the gym, that's the most weight you can push. Hence, you can go heavier on the vertical as well as giving you a chance to go heavy on the horizontal. Hence, it's somewhat balanced. Again, this is my pull workout. I just do pull up, dumbbell rows. Okay, and there's another thing. I don't understand why people like the barbell rows. So for beginners especially, don't do it. Your low back gets tired as it is. At least for me, my low back gets sore as hell. I prefer dumbbell rows. And how I do this, I lie down on a bench. So I think you can just search this up, where you lie down on a bench and then do rows. I'm telling you, it's perfect. I love this. It lets me focus on the upper back completely without taxing my low back. Your low back is going to get taxed from lower body day anyway. So I don't see the point of you going harder, especially if you're a tall individual like myself. Yeah, you want to conserve your low back. Your leverage is different. You're not like other people. You're long. You want to conserve your low back. Your low back can't handle that volume. Yeah, just want to get the mini rant out of there. And yeah, you can do abdominal crunches. Again, abdominal work if you want to throw it in the pull day, because where else you're gonna you just have time, just throw it in. I even do forearm work, again, optional stuff. Now low, and a lot of people know this. I do a lot of 2 sets. Many people do 3 to 4. I think 2 sets is honestly sufficient. I think you just have to go hard. Many people just don't go hard enough. If you go hard, 2 sets is hard. It's just many people pull back. This is another thing. When you do too much volume, another mistake you could do is you hold back a lot. You're like, I have another set left. Let me just not go too hard. Wrong. You're holding back. You're not being committed for each set. Each set, treat it properly. Respect it. Don't just be lazy. That's why I prefer low sets, because it allows me to actually push myself properly. But again, it's up to your own taste. And I also have lower body templates. I think these aren't good. And other things, I have not really tested them, so don't use these. I would say just to create your own one, find online a reliable source. I would say this is a good template where you do a core movement, then a squat, then a hinge, then a unilateral movement, then a hamstring, then a calf work. Yeah, I think this is a very good template to follow. You can design your own. And just swap exercises, just change. You're like, this doesn't work for me. Now, exercise selection. Again, how do you choose what exercise to do? I would say just choose what that works for you. You don't have to be like, everyone says this movement is the perfect movement, so I have to do it. No. Just do the one that works for you specifically. For compounds, I think it's pretty straightforward. We all know what movements work. It's not rocket science. Here you will say, why are you doing so much machine work? It's because I'm tired as hell for trying to do 4 like compound movements. That's why I do it this way. That's why you'll see push him, like you're doing a lot more like dumbbell work and you're fine with it, because I am more fresh. I can afford to do this. This is up to you. Some people will be like, more advanced trainings will be like, bruh, this 4 sets, like 4 exercises is nothing. I can easily just do pull-ups here and I'll be fine. Personally, if I do it, I will die. So it's up to you. But exercise selection, again, just do exercises that you can feel well. Like you don't have any pain doing them. You feel good doing them. When it comes to isolation, and make sure your technique is on point with compound movements, because risk of injury is high, so it's very important. But when it comes to isolation work, it doesn't matter as much. Chance of injury on isolation is very low, at least in my opinion, as long as you're doing proper reps. And if you just manipulate the form such that you feel more, let's say the ideal form is like a bit different, and if you cheat a bit, like your curls, and you can get a better stimulus, cheat a bit, it's fine. You don't have to be a form Nazi. At the end of the day, isolation is feel based. It's just you're just trying to work on that specific muscle. It's not a compound movement. So yeah, that would be my opinion on that. I don't think I missed out anything so far. So that's it. As mentioned earlier, the Excel is in the description below. Do download it, utilize it, and just make as much gains as possible, I guess. Yep. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.